I'm really not sure what to expect with Gintama, because it goes from stories like, well, ones like The Five Ninjas, where there's a lot of emphasis on toilet humour, and then the previous episode, which is somewhat heart-wrenching about a child losing their family to a raging inferno. It is impressive how Gintama manages to pull off such a audacious feat. But ultimately, as long as you're here, willing to see more, so am I. And with that, I'm not going to say too much more, other than sit back, relax, get yourself a drink. I've got mine. Let's get going. Starting off strong. Hopefully it's not sleep paralysis again. No explanation needed. Just having someone new forcibly get Gintoki out of bed. Don't. So Sadaharu is stuffed in there as well, is he? Nice hair. So who is this mother figure? Then extra large portion. While Sadaharu is waiting quite nicely for his breakfast. Always so judgmental. Is this someone's mother-in-law? Please provide the studies to support that statement. No one's questioning anything? Sure, but whose? Was that a throwaway statement about Gintoki and not needing family? There's quite a lot of mothers who pass away in anime, isn't there? But to think that she could so effortlessly bend them to her will just using motherly compassion. Nope. Can't even begin to think of where this could be going. Knowing Gintama could completely drop the whole storyline after the intro. Have I only just realised that the prince's advisor looks away and whistles as he's getting eaten? Yep, not my problem. But surely if his employer was to suffer a fate, he's not going to be paid. Or at least probably won't be able to find further work in that field. Are they? Hachiro? Because they kicked her out. I've not heard of that kind of rule. So, is she here looking after them while they search for her son? At least that's the job she's probably gonna put on them. How uncouth. Well, they've got a nice housekeeper for the time being. Really, Kentucky? Ah, yes, the likeness is uncanny. I'm surprised Sadaharu is being so well behaved. Is that acceptable payment? Did you expect them to work for free? I guess at least they've got somewhere to start because they've got a name and a photo, but so it's not a bad line of thinking to at least keep as an idea. Is this how the mother sees him, but actually in reality is there somewhere that they can go, like a town hall that is a registry of all of the inhabitants? No results. Great. Seriously, you got all of that information from... Is it going to turn out to be, what? Something stupid like Katsura? Is he even living as her son anymore? If you get where I'm going. You're just giving him some hair. Yeah. Maybe defacing the only picture you have on him of him. Oh dear. Maybe they should have at least photocopied the picture beforehand. But yeah, Gintoki should know quite a lot about who frequents the casinos and the gambling houses. Maybe they were spot on. Huh. Quite a handy storing place. Is she lecturing them about their way of life? She doesn't really respect other people's privacy, does she? So I think we see Gintoki's view on the whole style. Thinking a bit highly of yourself, aren't you? Oh, I see, because of the trousers. She is painfully blunt. Seriously? Ow. Even with the distortion just now. Ow. Maybe now they'll start paying attention. Is it the ultimate? No, it's not the ultimate Gyaru. Good. Lay down the law. Well, and this isn't ruining your brand. Well, apparently Gintoki doesn't know either, so. Well, okay, he does have some. Wait. That is quite the facial hair that he is sprouting. Quite extravagant storefront they have. There's quite a few of these types of shop. And she has taken this, accepted it quite quickly, hasn't she? she's spending quite a lot of money on just throwing drinks into his face. Who are you? Yes, and I see they're not being treated to the same kind of service. Can you? I mean, is there some? I think you're in the wrong establishment, lady. Whoa, that's a lot of bottles over there. And what? Yeah. Well, you'd hope so, but making sure their guests are having fun is doing quite a good job, at least keeping up appearances. Can you bring your own food into establishments on this? Some places you'd get kicked out for just bringing your own stuff. Looks like Gintoki doesn't actually mind the food though. At least the time frame works out so far. Suits his current kind of personality, I guess. Doesn't apply to everyone though, does it? Does he somewhat regret his decisions? And of course, there had to be this kind of development. I'm sure many of them will be able to forget about this almost instantly, but yeah, you have definitely caused a scene. And there's been history between the lot of them. Are you talking about an actual dog there? Or are you very disparaging about someone? Oh, is that what you hear about? Well, actually, you fired him. family business. Is there any actual proof that there's somewhat of a relation there? Or you just... Well, looks like the original assault is now void because you get to assault him. Ah. It's funny how he's made acquaintances with the other three, though, isn't it? And they found themselves in the middle of it. Of course, she can't help but get involved in pretty much everyone. What's Gintoki's plan here? Is this really the argument you want to have right now? At least she has kind of diffused the situation about the original argument here, but... Can you go back to arguing about the golden rule about anything at this point? At this point, I can't even remember. They also have the right to reserve, withhold service to anyone that they want. Nice hair. Just do it. And I quite like Gintoki's suit there. Not a colour I think I'd be able to pull off personally. I'm all right. I think I'd rather not. If it's all the same to you. However, are you going to throw in a dashing suit for me to wear? That might sway me a little, to be fair. I can't say I've got all too many blazers and jackets and whatnot. Is this Hachiro Afro dude going to turn out to be no relation to that woman anyway? And it's going to be someone completely unrelated, and they've got involved in this for very little reason. But at least they get to play dress up. And I think Shinpachi looked quite good in his suit there. But at least the this kind of store is open to both sexes. There's a version for men and women. and I am equally dumbfounded about both. But then again, normal human interaction and socializing, not something that I am highly skilled with. And while I can appreciate trying to help everyone out and by giving them small bits of advice, I feel like this woman may be going a little overboard. If you want someone to at least listen to what you have to say, it's probably best not to start off with vast quantities of insults. Now, dear sirs and madams, if you do not mind, if you could stay for more Gintama, I would be most pleased, and if you enjoy today's service, I would very much appreciate it if you could let me know. There is a vast quantity of options available to you, not only leaving a like on the video, but also a comment down below. And your returning patronage will be very much appreciated, so if you could subscribe to the channel, or maybe even turn on the notifications, I'm sure I could make your experience most worthwhile. Or don't. And I felt really creepy trying to emulate customer service type talk. Really don't think I really don't think it's for me. If you want to see more Gintama, make sure to stick along. Break or not, I'll see you there. And I must be doing a good job, because so far, the customers that are my patrons have not reported me to HR. So to Flawed Otaku, Sal, Raywin, Yuki Ali, Aegis TR, Denamet1997, Lewis Almanza, Aisha M, Danny Shui, and everyone else, thank you for not pointing out my shoddy workmanship, and I am truly grateful.